So let's talk more in detail about these two specific approaches to leadership. On the one hand, we have top-down, hierarchical or directive leadership, and on the other hand, we have face-to-face or horizontal or participatory leadership. In some cultures, rank is very important. The ancient Romans believed that everyone had to know their place or position in relation to others. Everyone could not be the same as everyone else. No one would ever know whom to respect and whom not to respect. An aristocrat and a slave would be on the same level, which would lead to an awkward imbalance in the society and upset the whole system. So in hierarchical cultures, for example, in modern times, the oldest brother will naturally have both more responsibility and more rights because he has more experience in life than his siblings. The younger brothers and sisters will respect him and heed his advice. They just do that naturally. A teacher, because of their position, has power and influence, and the students instinctively just respect and submit to their teachers. But in egalitarian or horizontal cultures, relationships are much less structured. There is less distance between people who differ in position, age, wealth, experience, or education. People can move from one level to another with some ease and relate to others on different levels. A teacher could help clean the room alongside students or cleaners. Or an older brother could change the tire while the younger brother looks on and watches him. But in ancient Rome or in modern hierarchical cultures, that would just upset the whole system. I want to share this story of distance. In a workshop at a college in Central Asia, I met with professors who were working in their computer and language lab. We were about to start the seminar with the students, but first, the professors led me up a long stairway into a receiving room and a large office with couches and chairs. And then at the far end of this room, there was this immense desk with a leather armchair. Rising from behind the desk was a small man, and I still remember wearing a white suit. Here was the president. He greeted me, but soon I wondered, does he even know that we're having a leadership seminar today? You know, the president had position and power. He carried respect, at least outwardly, because of his title, the president. But where was he located in relation to the actual college and the students? We call this high power distance, where the leader is separate from those he leads. Now, I get this term high power distance and low or small power distance from Geert Hofstede's book, Cultures and Organizations, Software of the Mind. I've referred to this book before and I'll refer to it again. I believe this is just a great resource for those of us in multicultural ministries. Now, this high power distance is both physical and relational and expressed by attitude as well as behavior. Because a director is higher up, the staff will then tend to look up to or respect the director, and the director tends to look down or even disrespect the staff. The staff are obligated to respect their director, and sometimes it seems as if the director is obligated to treat the staff without respect. So why this distance between a leader and the rest of the team? And this distance is both a physical and a psychological distance. Now, I've gleaned these reasons from a breakout group that I did in a leadership seminar back in Central Asia. Distance creates respect. In fact, the more separation or distance between a director and the staff, the more respect the director receives. And the more power lies in the director's hands. Secondly, distance gives a director a sense of significance. The director feels important. They are higher than others. They are busy with major issues. They do not need to occupy themselves with petty issues around them. Thirdly, distance keeps a leader disconnected from the petty needs or expectations of the people. If a leader or director gets too close, he then becomes obligated to work for the people's benefits and help their needs. So staying aloof means fewer hassles to deal with. Also, distance shelters a director from criticism. They can hide or cover up their shortcomings and failures if they are detached from the staff or the clients. Distance helps a director keep secrets. He or she does not need to be accountable or open with the people. Now, this, of course, can breed suspicion and more easily leads to corruption. Now, power distance is relevant not only for directors and managers and leadership issues, but also for teachers and parents and anyone responsible for overseeing a group of people. We can easily talk about equality, democracy, and egalitarianism, but how should we distribute power? Do we all become equal and settle for bland sameness? So here's a question I'd like you to consider. Do a leader's honor and influence rest on their distance from others? And if so, how much should the distance be? How should power be distributed?